Welcome to Mrs. Peach Thrifty Living. I'm so happy you're here today. Today is hashtag Tea Time with Pinky Jean. She has a wonderful channel. I have that on the screen. If I mention anyone else that has a YouTube channel on this video, I'll try and put their link down in the description. Today, being tea time, I have 2 drinks sitting here. Actually, I usually have 2 drinks sitting. I have coffee usually, and I've been showing you this cup. I know I read it off to you one time. Let's find one to read. How about this one? Don't whine. W-H-I-N-E. There's a lot of them on here, so you can tell. Be happy too. I also brought over here, because I always have this. This is my tea. Last week, I think I showed you the tea bag. It's a vanilla something. And I showed it to you last week. I just throw my tea bag in there. And I don't heat the water up. I just put my water in here, throw the tea bag in here. If I wanted a little sweet, put a little stevia or something. And you got tea. So easy. Okay, today I was looking back, and it seems to me like you never know what goes over good. And I have so many interests that I want to do on this YouTube channel that I enjoy doing, and I hope somebody enjoys going along with me. I have been doing the state series. I call it State Tidbits. You're welcome to go back in my playlist and catch up with all of them. I started off with A, and I am on M now. Last week we did Michigan, and today we are doing Minnesota. Now, I have a claim to fame on this one. I guess you'd say, not fame. But anyway, I have been to Minnesota. My daughter used to live there, and I went to visit her, I don't know, 1 or 2, maybe 3 times over the years. She now lives in Florida, and I think all the family has moved away from there, except my granddaughter-in-law's family still lives in Minnesota, some of them. So we're talking about Minnesota. Do you know somebody that lives there, and do you know all the information? The first lady I ever came across from that I knew was from Minnesota was when I was a girl at our church. Our pastor's wife, she was from Minnesota, and she had an accent. And that was the first time I'd ever remember knowing somebody from Minnesota. Right here is what I'll be doing this top part today, talking about that. And I want to show you where it is on the map. You know, sometimes I get to thinking, actually, when I was thinking of this, I was thinking it was closer to Michigan, but there's a state in between, and it's kind of, let me show you. Right there is Minnesota. Over here was Michigan. So you see all that way around, there's a state in between, Wisconsin. That's where Minnesota is. My daughter lived in the Minneapolis, St. Paul area to move to a warmer climate. I'll read this little part right here. And it says, the name Minnesota is from Native American words like land of sky blue waters. Minnesota has too many lakes to count. More than 15,000 of the lakes are over 10 acres in size. Wow. Do you know what Spam is? The famous canned Spam is made in Austin. Spam is the mascot named Spammy, the miniature pig. I didn't know that. In the 1930s, a federal government program called Civilian Conservative Corps planted more than 25 million trees in Minnesota because so much of the land had been mined for iron ore and stripped bare of trees. I didn't know that. Wow, there's a lot I didn't know about this. Did you know this? I knew this one. The Mall of America, Bloomington, is America's biggest mall. It has more stores, restaurants, and fun attractions than any other U.S. mall. And yes, I went to the mall there with Gail, my daughter, and we had a nice day there. We didn't even touch a drop of it. And took pictures. I'm not sure if I can find any to put here, but we went to a restaurant. One of the men had been on one of the TV cooking shows and had won, and he started a restaurant there, and we ate there that day. And since then, I understand it's not in existence. Now, I don't know whether he went on to have others, and it was a fun day and big. More than 2 million people go fishing every year. That's more than any other state. Now, I don't know whether my son-in-law went fishing while he's there. I never heard them talking about it. They were so busy. They have 25 million trees, monarch butterfly, and dairy production. And that was around this. I was reading these here around here. Now, in the little corner here, it says Minnesota. The capital is St. Paul. You probably all know that. It became the 32nd state, May the 11th, 1858. The nickname is Land of 10,000 Lakes. The tree is a Norway pine. The bird, common loon. The grain is wild rice. The beverage is milk. And the sport is ice hockey. And that is this book I got at Dollar Tree. I looked in this book to see if there was any that I missed on this. And this is the only one that I showed you where the map was. There on this book, that was also from Dollar Tree. This next book I got at Walgreens. And this shows Mississippi River runs from the top of Minnesota all the way down to the bottom of Louisiana. You can see up here, this is Minnesota. Clear down on that one. This is another book from Walgreens. These were $1, by the way. Now, this one was the Great River Road. See that little red line? It goes clear up to Minnesota, clear from, and it's called, if you want to travel from north to south, try the Great River Road. It's 3,000 miles. It follows the Mississippi River from Minnesota to the Gulf of Mexico. And I asked Google, and they said I'm going to try to put a little piece up on the board. You can stop and read it. It's a little lengthy, but I'll keep it, and you can go back and just freeze it and read that if you would like. I thought it was kind of interesting. And let's see, this is another little book I picked up that's got quite a bit of interesting items in it, and I wanted to see if they show the flags and different information on each state. And this one in Minnesota, let's see if it said anything that we didn't know already. The postal code, in case you didn't know, is MN. I'm not sure I knew all these codes. And the nickname state, I don't remember this one saying it, is Gopher State. The flower is a pink and white lady slipper. Okay, now I did mention the Mall of America in Bloomington, Minnesota. That's real close to St. Paul and Minneapolis. It says it's about the size of 83 football fields. That will give you a little idea I also have a book I picked up at Dollar Tree. It's a color book, and I have not colored every picture in it from each state. I looked to see if there was anything that was said here that we didn't already go over. This I didn't see. Recognize that guy there? There he is. Okay. How did all those lakes appear in Minnesota? Legend has it that a giant lumberjack by the name of Paul Bunyan made those holes when he stomped all over Minnesota with his big blue ox named Babe. You can see statues of Paul Bunyan in several towns, including Akeley, that's Akeley, Brainerd, and Benijah. Oh, I'm sure I didn't pronounce those right. And lots of Minnesotians enjoy fishing. That was fun. I didn't know some of that. Did you? I hope you just enjoyed this as much as I. By the way, Shay over at, goodness, I'll put her link in. She is doing a series on the states also. Hers are different than mine. If you would like to go over and check hers out, go check and see. I'll put her link in the description down below. And hey, we can't learn too much of this stuff. I want to say one thing. If you recall one of my videos, I talked about my garbage disposal or the sink, something flooding in under the sink. Well, I want to thank the Lord that Mark came over this morning. He pulled the old one out. He went and found another one, and he'll be back later on to put the new one in, and hopefully no leaks anywhere. So that, I'm so thankful that we have people that can do that kind of thing. I don't know the cost yet, but I can count on him to be reasonable and trustworthy on that. Okay, I'm going to go for this time, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time. I hope you enjoy your special day today. Every day that you wake up and you have your breath in your lungs is a special day, at least as far as I'm concerned, and you can move without pain. That's an added bonus. And let's give thanks to God for that. Oh, by the way, if you haven't yet, I keep forgetting to say this to the end, like, subscribe, comment, and share. And don't forget, Jesus loves you.